me 2 million masofo na omo de omo timi yi omo nim e hye nkom ne say so omo hye nkom a one omo hwe mo yafun
Prophet Woja you say 1.5 billion bia okwagene Bawumia on farm anu ntina okasa na se die ntia
asofo no omo hye nkom hwe mo yafun bebre hye nkom wetimi yafun
sa
bebre hye nkom wetimi yafun NDC ne MPP ewi abatu NDC for omo ye pa omo won kaye
yes Reverend Subempa
omo won kaye e didn't omo won kaye isi bibi ye dai isi
obeka se MPP fo ni kaye NDC for de omo won
kaye sa wanye bia mo bia ka e bi hwe mo yafun anka ye hye nkom no yankopon ya adom na nkon hye ne bena se president ni be se kinkren also fu ni fo se omo na ni nko oman ne ho
aya na maintain ya mabiase me pon anu no because manikum maintain ya mabiase osofo.
There are some things that baffle my mind.
Anan crofo said the entina osofo air politics.
Now some people ask, why do pastors get themselves involved in politics?
In fact, political parties mekane say eno ena rule o man.
I'll say that our nation is ruled by political parties.
So now
every person knows that Prophet Osubempa is not a stomach direction prophet.
One hour man office.
Is there anybody here? Is there anybody seated here who has ever come to me at the office that I told to take money and give to me?
Offering cry now even
the offering we gather in church, that is what I 30 years. Now there is nobody that has ever become president that God didn't show to me. And whatever I will see and say will come to pass.
Isaac onyame afrew ama mamuo ama mpanifo o ma pani bi obetena Ghana konya so ana mama akonya so nyame ebe connect wo amasafo satan me man ti ase
wa busu amamenti obi mo akwaba emrefinikese so scarita na she na wonim se empempi ya na asonfo bebere no no se ye hwe ye hwe ni ye a ebedu bra abato bi be koso ida internal election ana se general election a omo ba bontin and MPP barene NDC barene CPP are we benya sei na oma kansam na meka me gidi se ni asonfo ba ko mienu bi di about Prophet Roger ene okabia NPP election wa kan ho asem wa Bernard wa kabia Prophet Amakwata akabi pen wa kabia Reverend Osubempa akabia na busu na dia beto approach we ne me Prophet Attah bi ehia na mpese ye ti ase ne se asofo ne kame se mukuna yenkom sesem na amanyo sem so a eya na asofo do mpu hyemu ye bisa se eya na Bible mu ewo mu saa ana se ya na mo pese o man sore ma no nso du o machi no mo to abade mom se ne sitie ene ya sabe he Reverend Osubempa asem waka se eya manfo kasa wo ye sofo a fa ho hia manyo semu politics nya o size bi tira na ka no kora no de ene wo kazi so no nyame ede ne bae ne sofo dwuma no o de amanyo sem ta ho ka ho aiza abonu ne brebo no kwotimi nwai no simple sa dabi na me pese ya hasa video ni ba ye ba ye ne Prophet Attah ebedi nkomo ya dom su kona busu ene enko ba bia because aware na aye problem akonto na aye problem wo so wo hokrata asem ne ma sikasema aye problem a odifu Attah ewo niema bi abofo abkyere no ama na ya ne wo de be dom ye edu de ntie na ye Reverend Osubempa emra isi ba beto so e de
some things that baffle my mind.
Anan crofo said the entina asofo air politics.
Now some people ask, why do pastors get themselves involved in politics?
In fact, political parties mekane say eno
is ruled by political parties. So, next week please endeavor to come here early.
Asofo Papa aya na maintain ya mabiase me pon anu no because manikum maintain ya mabiase osofo.
There are some things that baffle my mind.
Anan crofo said the entina asofo air politics.
Now some people ask, why do pastors get themselves involved in politics?
In fact, political parties
I'll say that our nation is ruled by political parties. When we go out to cast our votes,
flag bearer.
the one who emerges winner during the election or the internal election is or becomes the flag bearer. So somebody from NDC,
MPP for leader,
and another person from NPP.
Now all my besham for contest.
And they contest for election. Every person casts his votes in the direction he or she desires. Pastors also cast their ballots. Pastors are not exempted. We are allowed to vote. So how or why? How is it that a citizen can express an opinion concerning government or governance? If the government is not performing, a citizen can talk about it. When the government is performing, any citizen can talk about it.
MPP and DC.
Now these two political parties, NPP and
NDC, radio stations.
They have people that represent them during discussions on radio stations. And they kind of propagate policies that they would accomplish. When they do that, there's nothing wrong with it. Every person says something in favor of the political party he or she belongs.
Political party be leader.
Now, those who support a certain political party leader, they speak well of that leader. But how is it that if you're a man of God and you have an opinion, Ghanaians say, so long as you are a man of God or a pastor, you should not do anything political. Please, I disagree with you.
Because there
are some prophets in the Bible who were opinionated. There are some of the prophets that they will take the one appointed by God to lead the nation and make them the leaders of the nation. An example was Jehoiada. He took Josiah. Now what he did would be likened to a coup d'etat. I'm not encouraging you to stage a coup, because when you do it, you will be arrested. Anyone that would attempt a coup in Ghana will be arrested. So let nobody try it.
Good. Jehoiada Attah free
so Jehoiada ousted Attah and installed Josiah. So if it were in present day, how would we describe Jehoiada? Some people say, oh, this happened in biblical days. But please, in present day, this thing still works. But if you're not well informed, you will not know. If God has not called you into that realm, and He has not made you or brought you into that office, you would not know. Nathan said he will never allow Adonijah to become king. So he told Bathsheba and said to her, go and say to your husband
that
go and tell your husband that the prophetic word was not about Adonijah, but it was about your son Solomon.
Adonijah blow trumpet president.
Adonijah had blown the trumpet and he had made himself the president. And Abiathar the priest had thrown his weight and support behind Adonijah.
Lo and behold,
God did not give the throne to Adonijah.
But
God spoke through David.
Nathan. One is Zadok. And
he said to Nathan, take Zadok with you and Benaiah.
Now only the next president after me.
And make him the next president after me. Now this is recorded in the Bible.
Samuel and one anointed Saul. Any Saul, Eya Quanchre. Nanchu Mukuno. Said Onyamema Omoye no. And Sana. 1 Kings chapter 10. Omukotuaba. And Omunyana Tuabano Emma Saul.
Now
Samuel Edikan and Saul Eshia. Now
Samuel had met with Saul and he had anointed Saul to become the king, and they performed the prophetic directions God gave them, how to slaughter a ram, and all the things God told them to do, they did. And then in 1 Samuel chapter 10, they went out to cast their lots and they selected Saul. Now as I'm about to end what I'm addressing, God said to Elijah, anoint Elisha, and he would take your place and search for a man called Jehu and anoint him to be king over my people.
Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams
Now the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams said something. He said when he became born again afresh, Pentecost, listen to this. Somebody invited him to the church. Now it was during the church service. They were having worship. Then somebody started praying into blasting in tongues. Now the person blasted in tongues for a while and then started speaking and said, he said, I am the God of grace. I am the Lord of hosts. All power belongs to me. Now I make kings and I remove kings. Kutu a champon. I have removed you. Kutu a champon. I have removed you. Kutu a champon. Ghana is my nation. Because your heart is turned against me. And because you are seeking help, or you are seeking another God, I, the Lord, I have removed you. I have removed you. And after making this declaration, the person ended the declaration with tongues. Now the Archbishop said, at that time he had freshly become born again. I was like, what manner of thing is this? Really? Now, even if kutu a champon would be removed, it will be by some process. But why is God saying he has removed the champon? And he said, if this comes to pass, Pentecost, then I would crave after this gift, and I will remain in church. I will stay in the house of the Lord forever. I will stay in the house of the Lord forever. Lo and behold, it didn't take so much time.
Akufo-Addo Nana Akufo-Addo Baakubino Edward Akufo-Addo Woye ku eno tu okutu a champon.
Now it didn't take so much time that after that a coup was staged and kutu a champon was removed.
A whole penna Archbishop said, Papa.
Then the Archbishop said,
he said,
oh Lord, at your feet I remain. You are the one that installs men.
So now what to me? Oh, we are seeing baby. I now pen on the netina. Amamu akonya kesi and you want to make you now check your way, dear me, baby. Monsieur Messa, that chimpiara, Obibiat and the better Amamu akonya kesi. Mamena connected.
Now, Unbeknown to me, Lord, you are the one that makes men kings and you remove kings. I crave this grace, and anytime as I'm growing in the Lord, Lord, give me this grace so that you will connect me with anybody that becomes president in this nation.
Oh, say,
you see,
Bishop, if you papa run is a breast to be brave. Obi a watena Ghana konya subia ne papa Bishop our link.
Now,
because of Nempai Bobby Oboy.
Now, because of
a prayer, no man born again. Or that grace.
Because of a prayer he prayed,
that favor,
which God answered from the time of Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings till today, everyone that has become president in Ghana has connected with him.
Bishop or your politics.
So don't ever say.
Men can be that Bishop there, Obi be president, and no person than Hoshisano. A part of the calling. That
the Archbishop is getting himself involved in politics. It is part of his call. It is God that has made him who he is.
From Prempeh Assembly Hall.
Now from Prempeh Assembly Hall. When I was a young boy. That God spoke through me and told the people who would win the election that year. From that time to
so
today,
many years, more than 30 something years.
It's been over 30 years. Now there is nobody that has ever become president that God didn't show to me. And whatever I will see and say will come to pass.
Isaac, onyame afrew ama mamuo amam penifo o ma peni bi obetena Ghana konya so ana mama akonya so nyame ebe connect wo amasafo satan me man tiase.
Now that is so because it is part of my call, and the Lord has spoken to me through my spiritual father Bishop Kwame Poku that God has called you for Ghana, for kings and for kingdoms, for presidents and for governments. And at that time my understanding was inadequate. I did not understand what that meant.
William Branham.
There was a prophet called William Branham.
American.
He was in America.
Elections for so many years.
Now before he died, when he prophesied about elections, about who would win any election, whatever he said came to
Clement. The same thing.
Now there is this composer called King Clement. There is no election about the United States which God showed him and he declared that it didn't come to pass.
Politics.
Now, don't accuse me
that is my call
of getting involved in politics. It is my call.
Election. When we need that. Why?
Is there any person the Lord spoke to me about that would win an election and did not win?
Nigeria crowd no bia say Atiku. Edifo Nigeria nyina hye nkom say Atiku. Menkwa me se Buhari na si. South Africa. Omo boni pa bidin. Oye campaign nipa aye homa. Professor Ramaphosa ho afre Ramaphosa the party ho afre. Esme de mu say Ramaphosa o win election. So many places. Mempa say the Kasapamedia.
Now, now, it's not only limited to Ghana, even in Nigeria, when most people said, or everybody said, that Atiku was going to win election in 2019, God revealed to me that it was Buhari that was going to win. Also in South Africa, I heard people saying that the party of Ramaphosa, they were tired of that party, they wanted another party, this and that. But I saw that Ramaphosa had won the election, not just South Africa, in other places. But to make a long story short, we are all Ghanaians. When Ghana goes bad, we are all here. When Ghana gets better, we all be here. Now, everyone who has a vote is a political animal. So we will not allow Ghana to be possessed by politicians alone. As a citizen, you have an opinion. Maybe you will not be a panelist in a radio discussion, but your opinions are in your head. Listen to this. we've seen previous governments led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And God revealed to me that he would be victorious in the election. And I went everywhere to talk about it. His first term. Now, every time when I stood here, I congratulated him. Every day of my life.
And the ministers and the vice president.
Every day of my life, I prayed for him. I don't remember that particular day, the whole day, I never said a prayer for him, for his vice president, for his ministers and his family. God is my witness. God is my witness.
Good.
Now we have a new government. The old government, I had some link with that old government. Now the first time I was very close to the government. There were times that when I'm speaking with him, he would take a book and a pen and would take notes from what I'm saying. He loved me so much. And some naysayers went around him and said many things. And so I went aside to mind my business. Whatever happened later on is not important again. Now we have another government. This new government, now by the grace of God, God drew me close to this government. I will not make this speech lengthy. Now I did not force my way into the government. Because God has anointed me specially and given me that special grace, God draws me to the people He wants to lead the nation. So in 2028, February. The person who would eventually become president in 2028 or after 2028 election, God will draw that person to me. Now the reason I'm addressing this is that this current president,
in fact,
I'm a bit surprised at him. The heart he's got. You have not had the opportunity to be close to him. You would have agreed with me without reservation. He loves Ghana. Some time ago, I didn't know him. It's not because I've been given some hefty amount of money. That's why I'm saying this.
Now, during
Nanado's time, they didn't give me a penny. But anytime I stood here, I congratulated him and spoke well of him. Now, every person knows that Prophet Osubempa is not a stomach direction prophet. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody seated here who has ever come to me at the office that I told to take money and give to me? Now, even the offering we gather in church, that is what I give back to some of the members who are in need. I am not money conscious. So don't think that NDC came and they've given me some money. No. You've been mistaken. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has decided that he would raise Ghana to a certain, to an enviable level. Believe it.
If
you do not know how death looks like, just look at somebody who is asleep. Yes. Now he has spent just about a year and a month and some days in power. Now let's see our brother Attah, how he is managing the purse, the economy of the nation.
Dollar rate.
Let's look at the performance of the city against the
fuel
dollar.
prices.
Let's look at fuel prices. This is not politics.
It's
just what is well.
Na papa Musa video e hwe ye Reverend Osubempa o se ono obi ka se na adifo ma anye politics ni ade a ono on tell say because nyame ohunu se nyame de politics no e kan ne sofu dwuma no ono de otimi enyai ebeye se munyina mbe yi manim eye politics no wa ha we be we ne nyame aka chim se ebeye se mbe sare no ana se wo za mutwum
oh say so panyi Osubempa kasa no kwasem se uye sofo anase uye kituna enchese uye politics ubetimi aye
okay
ko yesu kwansu afọ no mra na nkurumo to abane ade mo ko ne nchen maame mkrampo ko ho de tosu bi mu so no e ma mo gito na ya ni nyina no ka cheche fo so mu nkutua nti e wo man ni mu bi enye se ni man wo man ni mu bi nti bi e ko so fo man hu bia no ese ho kwase e kire ya dwene e ho kwase e so e de ya dwen kire de e ba e ho kwase e de ho hyem ne de ye bi enye sa na yempe wo man nkoso yempe wo man yi e se e de ho hyem bi na emom de wo mu nie
okay
yana hamene se ya osofu e ya osofu bi wotimi ka se we be fa ade nche omfa wotimi ka se we be fa ade kira de na wafa na de ana me tumi ne masofo na omo de omo timi yi omo nim ehye nkom ne se so omo hye nkom a one omo hwe mo yafun
omo hye nkom a eno man hwe
omo hwe mo yafun
ade na makasa is it because of Prophet Woja you say 1.5 billion here or kwajene Bawumia on farm anu ntina wakasa na se die alleged
it's alleged me dem kan sa dem kan say asofo no omo hye nkom hwe mo yafun
okay
bebre hye nkom wetimi yafun
sa
bebre hye nkom wetimi yafun because NDC and MPP ewi abatui you asofo be ka say sofo bi say NDC for the omo ye pa omo won kaye
yes never also been back as
omo won kaye e dey nto omo won kaye e just be ye dey see
na je say obeka say MPP fo ni kaye NDC for the omo won
kaye sa wanye bia mo bi ka o
say be obompa ye man no no to collection
enti sometimes no e bi hwe omo ye fun na den ka bi hia ne say anke ya hye nkom no yankopon ya adom na nkom hye ne bena se president ni bezi se kinkren also utu ne fo se omo na ni nko oman ne ho
okay
yan hwe oman Ghana ye wo president o ye na famudie e se dollar aba fom e se petrol aba fom e kika se ne ma aba fom but yan hwe ene do kono 7 series e boy ja ba na
yebo
se e boy 7 series kanu kure enka na okutabia 5 series ko betimi to fufu ene beto to fufu 5 series
na metwase a sa abran na ne mama afom
sanete
but near 25 na ne mama afom still yes aton na yetimamufo na no ye suban no
enye papa enti se yenhyen kuma ma o na ye president aba mekanisa no o se ye ma president no ni ko oman no ye oman no ye jise ye go papa gu akwam ye nwina omo nko anwina omo ho omo nwina omo nko aho oso mo dwene atimamufo no ento so ho na omo ni ko ye dwamufo omo se bo mo to aduane ho niyama no ona ya me yade bia me ka se party anase se opposition baba efi omo mo to aduane ho ade no because ene abrayefo ento so dokono de bona na bon ene emoayefo enso no ntimi nkotomo 5 series de 10 series
ye ntekura that's why high 5 series
sanity enti ade na se ene ma na ye afo no paso be na ba so ma e ma ye timafo ona wo se ye mpanyimfo no omo ne ye dai ekoso na afa ndusu ya sofo no mutimi hye nkomo mo ka e kire president fo mo mutie no omo ka kire omo se omo nwino man ho bi
mamentia sofo panyi the nation prophet opambo papa mentia no na mentia Rose Bempa na mentia sabedu go bi kan wana o kan ho mentia o nyina because o nyina ye nipa bi o muyi o mani bompa ye ma John Dramani Mahama
sanity
ampa dollar ba fom fu abafo nanso was one more year niema said the niema akọ dollar abafo we no reflect wo yanso adwadifu ni
sanity
ene mpanyifo yesre mo nyina mfo wano ntum said the odifo atakam na etimi mo but ye beba ntosifo yi a ensese ya wo kan ye anti omo akobokina ya titi se nipa 8 afri mu no ye beba so before that obi di dwa so the wo kan se dwadifo bi omusuban ni ade but obi so di ni ntosi ni niema okofa mako nyadoa ne store wo bie ni co store ni nyina sei obi fa no co store na nim se ya akọ next one wo na chi tokrom ba bi ko ba ne de yemfi die mo na be ya abo asafo mu di dwa ne dwa nkoso
sani pa no hia se ni sabe ka odi fata spiritual soup ni bi
okay
hia se ni sabe ka soup ni yo ne keto ne kase
je wo ho de betim
yo ho de betim bia ya de ahaban mako 21 ene de aye
okay
odi dwa ne nkoso odi a wo se akofa ne ma ba ne ma loko beto bi dwale
okay
odi a wo se obeda na sunsun boni bi no obeda
spiritual marriage
and no they only say that could be ko e be shada after the whole day ni a check
madam for the friend bode na your class adwuma na your class is an e tra die sa people school ti break time na se no ho ye na odi ntipu sa de ni bi wono so
when e be ba
ye ti dem ho no sai bo sa ko yi se ya osori an ku na se eyenim
gwase because and say that will be ba mo use taxi o say ni de no enso onu madu krampo mu o say onye hu se onye hu oba toa say I know what
that ko be P40
me say ohu o so ohu ani bo oba toa bo say ne ho be say sa e de enso onu madu krampo mu obe pie mo yankopon afa me so
wow
aje no
wow
wo hia semra we bi o de o tama so wale be me bi ama bra o de abraboni nko yi ye o ye driver ni si ani aje o car onya car so a obekọ magazine bi aje wo ho bra
de bia o ka sei
bra
na dom betuko
se da me se kro bi e wo mani ming mo kro ni di obi a ono ani car o taxi da wono na ba mi ho ono ani car o risu obeso ano pe be na car ni aspect so
ase megre ono na ato ne car
ono ani car no obeso ano pani aspect so that means omo so de ko ye adwuma ti wiase bi o wiase wo hia se obe on sabe ka ye semra wo bi na ebeboa na yi afiri haw
obi so ogre sika o de kwa fa ne ma no kra so ya asem o ne sika asem so e
na ni e woni nyina kan so onsa kan bia
eno ye de hama me hwe no because obi o ho no mu a sika okay eno so sika na bia
sika bi wo money problems obi o ho sika to ni tema na ahye
okay
sika to ni tema na ahye Roman for bonfire o mu shi eni ni nsem sika to mu a ahye
asem
bi koso de bia me kan enya ahode de pesika o na bo so nyankopon nsem bisha ne mo pe de e yo difo pese mu ni nyankopon ma se betam nya difo na mbe di ye di ye no wa me nchen ni mi nchia ne wa dem fa me so mo na wo ye de nye de because obi timi shi obi keke na abo na abrabo ani wi ase de etie mi hi odifo bi tise me nya me fa me so abo wa abrabo wana nti ache wa bre hu de onye ka akoro botu ka za fe de wa bre e kan kire wo hia bi we fe ni money perfume
okay no na me pe no eno na me pe no madam fubia obi de ne ka na ina oba oni me dim kom so de odi ma me Kofi na me se me ka o ga chen se so fu bi me ne ko interview no ma me it me YouTube be je ko try me ka try ka ke
one try
abi wo one of me enipa wo de ne ka almost 1 year ko 2 years no
baba
just say o se o friend fa bank account no send me was so ono so bank account this ka too much e bia no marketing policies bi near do oba from man akwa the pension sin so o for so na tua ne ka
ne ko ba ye no enie money perfume
Allah wallahi
spray ho keke we be spray keke ba bia tumi na di wachi akopim bi obesan sikasem pa de wo de also to na ye nto obi because wo ntua wonse ka be chiwa de kito be ma de aye ni azi bi ni wiase ni o wiase wate wa kan Kofi ye adwuma ye ne obi aba no san ho kwa hwe what on obi anim sa enema woto obi anim obi free ye kati kosi ma mu we so stay abrabon de ota na wote Harvard component mi nto
Nada ne signboard
yemfe ni kan mobra abrabon na wo bonu hia se nyame befa me so aboa wo fu mo o me hwate yankopon ya adomo a fa number no ne frɛ ne nyame mfa me so eboa wo wo ayi bi wo ho say ndie
when you talk na yenhwɛ omo attack na cause because e hard when papa
no kre wo ye frɛ no evil stopper wo ye punu haban no nya keka bob ya hye
okay
ya hye uri begu jam na odi kuntu anase be hita kata ho na epunu obu ho ne fie e wotime de dudu asa na jotimi ti se tumi bi ofie ho obi on so a obeda na muntuma kye no sankofo ni nyina on saka we bia wo de so nefa efa ayi no efa gujam nefa fafie ho na ni pampa ni fafie tumi bia ntimi ma ho bi we abenfo chiwade ne yede ye awonbone chiwade ne yede ye nti ano odene pa on saka bia ebeboa
wo obia enkomo na de na ebia wo nso de ne yenka ho asema nkyere se nyamedifo entimi emboa wo ni nyina nsa obefa number na oni difo akasa difo atame ko interview bi na me besrew me how you say kwa me na be so aboa me na minim se wo akasa ye next video e betwa no be pese obeba no betina idea dance because aniema kese atumi nyame nam no so abofo nam no so e de eboa dasa ya na me kura no ebroma agreement yes so na what attack na say na akoso na wo ka say asofofo na wo say omaban oma prophecy farm eba omuntunufo na timamufo omoma ye ho hehaye omo emma e ka policies ne nyama eba bo timamufo no dan say be omo personal interest wana enipa bi akobo mutu
obokina
because of impulse omo ko faba
me tese asem no minia me wura huye pa me wura hoina efiri Ghana de ko Burkina de me kan say minim ho Burkina minim ho
yekwa mo so ma wura Burkina ni mu
ko ga ho no minim ho nyina ko first panam de ntabo am ne ko waga nwie ya business am na me dodu kago ka de ko waga nti minim ho asem na me tese asem me ro huye pa ana eduru ba bia oman mu mpanyimfo no aya na minim se timamufo no de wo musi buye fa because of say yankopon adom Burkina asase no eti se efiri paga ebesi kintampo efiri paga kosi kintampo sana Burkina asase no etie ensuo etoho June July ensuo start free May misi mo nyina nim ho nti ensuo start free May to wan sa June July mu pa ensuo de 20 omo farmer day pa na ayi farming season no sa be ne pa na omo ye ekua no but onu nyina chi no awie boy omo ye kua e de no omo de ye omo wo dam akese obetimi do bia e bia 200 acres 300 acres no ye dam kese tunsuo kese no de fidi na fudie no Ghana yankopon wonye de bi December awie nyina na nsu to yankopon nye de bi yankopon me bibia wo wiase e to stay out am for
che ehia se Ghana mpe be try asase wi ti e ko baby ye ko to ntosi
entosi keke
mo ko di
entosi keke abra ye wo Ghana ha say enkenkansu omudo ntosi ho komadan dem ma onya omudo ntosi
so mu nyina
onya omudo ntosi baby etie ko betima do ntosi ase bi
fiamodom nyina
omudo ntosi betunim de wom ase mpanyimfo na eduru ba bia na ahometene ya ne se sika also omudi hyem ama akuafo no na omode yiye no na ho dose ma ye nya bi no omumfo sa sika ne ye de ma wo mo oba akogile o bank tisi a otanye ya ajapade na odi sika wan ye beche kolata na beche efru nsem because senka omanu timi aboa if you grumble no se mpanyimfo ajatom so okay asase we tetete ya je ye ni toes ye fa workers agumu a me ka bibia senka Edema be ye, amam for so ede, apaso. But ya nwere sa ne ma no. Na nke ye den na Ghana etimi fa ka se ye ko ayi Burkina. Awia bre we ko awia gidigidi awia gidigidi abode krampo no, e di free ase ne koma wo mo. Body the free ase ne koma wo Burkina fo. Ene be obe di free ase ne de koma wo mo. And so mutimi don toast. The jail for timi do jene. At the brain. Abaya was as a kama betting the chance. Oh, to do baby and not young paying for no. A do baby and us as money cannot I cannot. But Miss Sagan I'm paying for. It would be a while. I am not your movie who are out in the air young so. So a copen and no Diana day. Abidi. No be because of say a copen to is a beton. Abragan has a once as a bit me a day. You pay for me a share. I a month for Friday. Abasamo amanama abiko bitna kwa amana ne kura mpa mana yi but yempa infoni ni sadwene anata sa nimgere so mbeboa asa mo force mo botima mfo no lo ko betim da mase obi a o pese wo do bi a 10 acres o pese wo do 20 acres mo meji busian fanye den enkoye oye owi a government ne den ento
Nkoto da kura akoma da asem yake last time me koye story bi wo tiabo in toast na bateta ho pro obi kura ma fa kran ko twimo konya sitokre ni obi ofa 3 days now
pro and so tomato paste a friend yi omo kan say
yeah paste na
tomato paste ya yen toast pro ss ana mani nyina
bitim dia
ye enya adwuma bi hanso wo de muntu ko bombe tam investor side aba
to when I was so for no mama prophecy
no
so omu kantra
mpanyimfo no se omomo ni mra optimamfo ni wo bi ho ayewu a enye so ni so wo ti a chese awre ho se Ghana opa he efie we ho ma anwam kogu enchanse ne so baabi na ensuo nto ewura bi fi ho yango bonye de bi
o kan mebreba na aginsem because ya na nsimbo a oti ase ni e na odwene ho so a wonti ase abusia me ne prophet Attah e na edinkumona me ka tro se bo no yedikun ma ba miensa ya hwe usika sem ne niam bi a enye na me pese ho no ya sa bo bi na fe de nkomo hwe ne esi menim se ya ka spiritual marriage ya ka obi an adwuma nkoso ene ade na ade ba kwa mpese wo kasa fa ho na o maye ni daso e obi a ope enkrata o abruti obi so opa akwantu obi so tukwa wiedi na wanye na yefe nkomo hwe ne esi
minia akwantu na manfo ko de bia me kan se akwantu ye Abraham tu kwan Jacob tu kwan but Isaac yamana tu kwan akwantu ye tu betu kwan a o se ohwehwem na obusa se akwantu amitu ebeboa me ana ona na enye ho ade no obo ye bibia omusem ohwehwem enkane no Bible say enkane no na obi ya ade a ohwehwem but na ma fo abomo ya ade omu hwehwem enkane ko kwale krompa ko hwehwem se awade no ebeboa na se de emmoa wo enso enne obi amfa hwe ho because enso enkane no ade bia be ye bia no ohwehwem mu se ebeboa wa na se de emmoa but ne enye ne sa ofiti ya okopesi control tukwan obi akuwu akontu obi nso ko akontu ya china kotu obi nso so beka ne se wonu so tukwan e bia bitimi frem sofo ye menu me ho se amanfo dum so tukwan
je se okoye ne ma
nkoso se ne openo
ti si apade na obaye bi
sani pano on fa number no frem yamba fa me so aboa no me bo amanfo bibiri akontu se yen kata asem e bia na esunsu maze kompa busua wo mne ye tukwan e na otukwan ene bia sikwan ye beboa ayi sa ne mena de afi ho ama ne ma de asesa wa wo bere wa kwantu nkata asem hu ni awo enti nkata asem bia ha bia no oni mi nhia yankopon fa me so bo ni pebebre bia na esunsu ma sanya hunam masem obi ko tumi bo manya ne nkata beto no ankasa nkata na hunya obi ko tumi gi ni sika obe da na diska no to say ko fiska for the comment for say nkata enya kwa ti ko bo be temo a minim nan so bi ba mi nchen wa treja ma 25 years oni nkata waba
25 years.
25 years. Open nkata. And so buy a crumb, so sada ne brand them. onya half pot compound means oh e kese bibi wo wiase kwabra no ye bone mfani kanye da yebobra tintan kase o bitu akontu sisi tu kwanye ne untime fa obi anko abochire untime fa obi anko abochire utu kwan ufi up to na unwie enye kwa obi kon ba adwuma na awese be kakra bi onya bi but obi ya awese kon ba ne bonus o munya ni nyina ye sunsun na edi wachi no ena ekwa boa ma oyede onya bibi sanete ntunkata so de betumia na mefa me so abo ama ho ato enyo nkata asem kwa de bi ha wa kontu bi so yare amane bia ya de bi emodi ya de bi ha ba de bi ha obi ara ni mi nsia fam number na frame ado fa me so abo ama ho ato
yara se odifo Attah na abusua ene ne di ahia nene wo me asua de chesa manyosem enye bone yebom wo be senkom be ma prophecies no wo aban ne ba tunufo na niema nyina nkofom mahama ye na fam dia $10 so atwezo ezu kodwo ma dia tia na tie the management ni emwe be gbokura fo ti ni pe wu abusua wo hweye ebi apese wo investment go Ghana o pese utua na mobi o Ghana ewa abrochire ho ewa babia yinka ye hwehwemu na no nti na nyame asoma ma me ne prophet Attah edi ehia no number na desk na se fre na wankasa bedi ho adanse ero asesa ojebre na ohwe yen makram